bring us Pete and Charlie. Biggest food here tonight at 5,000 pounds. But the sled's 1,500 pounds heavier than they are. Yeah, this great big pair of horses. Look at them straight coming at you. How wide they are. Look how wide they are between the front legs. Easy, successful pull for this guy. Oh, we're looking for the number 2 Middle Shear Napier team. Rock and Willie. They weigh 47.50. When I said a little earlier about all these horses, most of them being Belgians or an awful lot of Belgian blood. Don't know the pedigree on this bay horse, which is the near horse. That's what horse people would call a left-hand horse. The bay horse probably has some Percheron blood in it. Maybe Percheron and Belgian blood, don't really know. And 2 attempts to hook. 3 attempts, unsuccessful attempts to hook, constitutes a trial with no distance. We just get 3 trials. If they were second, if they don't make it on the first, they must stay hooked. They can come back later for a third. Their problem when they got hooked. But to be successful, doesn't matter what trial it is, must go the full 27 in 1/2 beat in one sustained pull. No stopping and starting. So here comes Cody Anderson with Bob and Red, team that weighs 4,600 pounds. And a good successful pull for them. The partnership Carlton and Phipps team, Mr. Phipps driving. Buster and Willie. They weigh 3,600 pounds, which makes them the lightest pair here tonight.
There's no money for running over.
Everybody doing well, even at 6,500 pounds.
That Jason Farrell.
Looking for Thunder and Kid. On deck would be the Phipps team. Third call. Then that's one of those two teams that weighs under 4,000 pounds. They weigh 3640. Not quite full of double that weight, but just Chester Pistons team up by the rock next to the sled weighs 4,500. Just the Barnes are on deck. That word heavier loosely because we've got so many teams here that weigh over 4,500. But Mr. Barnes' team weighs 4,800. And Sierra Few, you're on deck. We do ask that those of you along the fence, like see arms and legs hanging over the fence, no. You got to be on the outside of the fence. If a horse would come down along there and brush up against your arms or legs, it wouldn't feel good, among other things. I'm looking at somebody here. And a very successful hole. But we do need you all to keep your arms and legs outside the fence, please. There, you bring us Dick and Diamond. Heather weighs 4750. On deck, team number 9, Mr. Shooter. Well, they made that look easy, didn't they? Remember, that's 6,500 pounds. Oh, Cole Suter's bringing us Jim and Jack. Team that weighs 4,000. So they're pulling 1,500 pounds more in their weight. And the KCK team on deck, please, number 10. Well, you have one team to hook, and then we're going to have to put more weight on us. That all 9 teams have pulled successfully, and here comes number 10. The horses are rock and cheap. They weigh 4850. more weight. All 10 teams been successful. Especially looking at this team going away from you. We often get the question, why do draft horses have short tails? Well, if we go back 100, 125 years ago, we find that almost all driving horses, draft horses, and light leg horses had short tails. The reason for this is so that horse cannot flip its tail up over the lines while you're driving and cause you to lose control. Short tails is a safety factor, not cosmetic. I don't know whether I've got any physicists or engineers over there in the audience. But when I took my high school physics, a little less than 100 years ago, we were taught that 1 horse equals 1 horsepower. Now, I don't know how much horsepower we got 2 horses generating here tonight. But I have a feeling that it's more than 2 horsepower. So we're going to add 500 pounds. We're up to 7,000 pounds. Still got 10 horses left in our horse pulling contest. Team number 1, Mr. Suter, bring us Pete and Charlie. Pete and Charlie are the big guys here tonight at 5,000 pounds. Wonderful, easy pull for them, but we're at 7,000 pounds. We're looking for team number 2, Brindle Shearer Napier Partnership Team. George Brindle driving. Mr. Rock and Willie. Rock and Willie weighs 47.50. And number 3, Mr. Anderson on deck, please. Big pair at 4,600 pounds, and then Mr. Fipsher on deck. Now, another thing that you all can easily see is how well padded these collars are on these horses' shoulders, because that's where the pulling comes from. And you can't work a horse with sore shoulders. They're going to protect those shoulders all they can. didn't call on him, that's not a fool. And they're successful. So Mr. Phipps bring us Buster and Willie. Buster and Willie weigh 3,600 and pulling 7,000. That's almost double their weight. And on deck, we need the Jason Farrell team. I hate to call that team little because 3,600 pounds are awful big horses. But tonight they look little. They certainly were successful. The Jason Farrell team of Thunder and Ted. He says that pair of horses have worked hard enough tonight. Young, small pair of horses. Good teamster knows when his teams have had enough. So now we'll move to team number 6. Ernie Phipps bring us Bob and Rock, team that weighs 4,500. Mr. Barnes, you're on deck. Another good, successful pull. Mr. Barnes. Bruce Barnes, bring us Clay and Nick. 4,800-pound team. And then Sierra Hughes on deck. We do ask audience that you remain quiet while the horses are pulling. Drivers, of course, not allowed to hit the horses. The only way they can urge their horses on is with their voice. The horses need to hear them. And of course, if you yell go, they'll look at each other and say, hey, he said whoa, and they'll stop. So remain quiet while they're pulling, please. And another good successful pull. We're moving along through these weights. Sierra Few bring us Dick and Diamond. They weigh 4,750. And then number 9, Mr. Suter on deck. And now another successful pull. Oh, let's see, Mr. Suter. Bring us team number 9, Jim and Jack. Team that weighs 4,000, then on deck is the KCK Partnership team number 10.
retire and then see what happens.
Boy, they get to work with that, huh? Fred never stopped. Fred stopped up there to the pool. Sorry. Oh, Liverpool Lane. Coffee Patterson never seen Joe Patterson's driver. What's the good on the sheet? They weigh 46 50. Successful full round. I announced that Joe Patterson's driving. It's not. Kevin Knepper is driving this pair of horses. More weight, guys. We still got 9 teams left to separate. So we'll bring us some weight. You know, when I first started working with horse pulling contest here at the State Fair, not as an announcer, but as a young man, young boy, this probably, I'm thinking 1950s era, there was a man named George Porter from Washington, Pennsylvania, brought us down a pair of horses that weighed 4,000 pounds. We'd never seen horses that big before. We said, I wonder if we'll ever see horses that big again. Well, knowledge of nutrition and genetics, and look what we got here. We've got 8 teams, 8 of the 10 teams that are 4,000 pounds, up to 5,000 pounds. The weight is 7,500 pounds. Once we get it in the sled. Okay, ready to start again. Well, let's bring on team number 1. That's Pete and Charlie, Cole Suter's team. They're going to hook to 7,500 pounds, which is, they weigh 5,000. That's 2,500 pounds more than they weigh, and that's the biggest pair here. There'll be more than that on every other team. Mr. Brindle, you're on deck. And a good successful pull for that big pair. But you know, I can see that they're working harder than they did when we started. So now, Brindle Shearer Napier partnership team, driven by George Brindle. Horses are Rock and Willie, weigh 47.50. On deck, Mr. Anderson. And because there is a good bit of difference between the lightest horses in this contest and the heaviest, I'm going to try to continue to give you the weights of the teams when they come to the sled. Another quick, fairly easy pull. Oh, we're going to be here a little while tonight, people. Cody Anderson bring us Bob and Red, team that weighs 4,600. And then Mr. Phipps, you'll be on deck. This is a pair of horses that weigh 4,600, hooking to 7,500 pounds. Kind of still worried about that horsepower. They generate more than 2 horsepower. Stepped out over the rope, so that's the first attempt with no distance. Boy, they worked hard on that, didn't they? But they got it done. So now, Mr. Phipps, bring us Buster and Willie. And lightest team in the contest, 400 pounds, less than the next lightest team left in the contest. Farrell team on deck. Oh, not quite long enough. Good long pull. He's going to pass his second. 20 feet 3 inches. Remember the distance they pulled, 27 feet 6 inches. Now, Chester Phipps, bring us Bob and Rock. Mr. Barnes will be on deck. Now the team number 4 will have a third attempt in turn. They made that look easy. weaker than I think they should have. That was a good pull. So now, Mr. Barnes, you're next. I believe it looks like you can still make a pull go in this direction. I think there's another one of these basic things at 4,800 pounds.
Also, sleeping myself over here.
Oh, Syracuse's on deck.
Long day.
Gonna have to go the other direction now, but Syracuse is gonna bring us Pete and Diamond. And we weigh 47.50. Mr. Shooter, you'll be on deck with team number 9. That's the first attempt. Good long pull, but not long enough. Pass in the second. 19 feet 1 inch. So, Mr. Shooter, we're looking for you to bring us Jim and Jack. And then Mr. Nepper, team number 10 on deck. After that, we've got 2 third attempts to take. And a thread stop. Now, the reason we measure these pulls, if 2 teams are eliminated at the same weight, the team with the longer pull places higher. So, ready now for team number 10, coming in to hook for the first time, Kevin Nepper, bring us rock and sheet. Then we're going to go to third attempts. We'll have 3 of them at this point. Okay, that was a successful pull. Now, let's look and see where we are. We've got a third attempt for team number 4, a third attempt for team number 8, and a third attempt for team number 9. So, Ricky Phipps, bring us Buster and Willie. Their first pull was 20 feet 3 inches. Then after that team, we're looking at Sierra Few for a third attempt, and then Cole Suter for a third attempt. Now, third attempts are in the position. Must move the sled 27 1/2 feet in one continuous pull to stay in the contest. Pretty hard, aren't they? Again, remember, that's our lightest team in the contest. So, next is Sierra Few, third attempt with Kick and Diamond. On her first attempt, she went 19 feet 1 inch. They say they're going to retire those horses that worked hard enough tonight, good as far as being third. So, final third attempt at 7,500 pounds. Cole Suter bring us Jim and Jack. The first pull was 13 feet 8 inches. He's going to say he's going to withdraw also. Good smart teams to this one. Good. It's time to put weight in the sled. I know that most, maybe even all of these horses have pulled in other contests this year. It is a sport and of course the horses, you see horses out there and they work hard for a very few seconds. But how do you train to do this? Well, I'm not sure, but my guess would be that very few, if any of them, do any farm work. As training, anyway, as there was some farm work to do. It's possible that you could be used, sometimes use horses in logging operations, which pair of horses, when you're pulling timber out of a woodlot, doesn't tear the ground up like a bulldozer does. And that's, of course, a dead weight. Most of them pull a heavy load at home, probably several days a week. Probably pull it for a longer distance than we're pulling here tonight. So now we're up to 8,000 pounds Here comes Cole Sugar with Keith and Charlie, team that weighs 5,000 pounds. Again, they're allowing the second person on the line. Is that set? That's 2 attempts. I thought that was 2 attempts to hook. So they must hook on this before they lose a trial. Boy, a long pull, must be. Well, have you this? 21 feet, 8 inches. He'll be coming back to see us. Oh, team number 2, George Brenda will bring us Rock and Willie. Rock and Willie weighs 4750. On deck will be the Anderson team. Not ever a good pull. Okay. And of course, that's our first completion at 8,000 pounds. But we got a lot of horses yet to pull. Cody Anderson, bring us Bob and Red, team that weighs 46. He's withdrawing. He's going to withdraw. Says that's enough work. And we are into a very heavy weight. So we're looking for Ricky Phipps's Buster and Willie. He's going to also withdraw. Remember, this is the littlest team here tonight at 3,600. So now we're down to Chester Phipps's team of Bob and Rock, team that weighs 4,500 pounds. Allowed 2 people on the DoubleTree. That's a part of the sled. Driver, and the driver may have a second person on the lines with him for safety. And that's what's happening here. That's the maximum number of people that allowed to hook a pair of horses. Another successful pull. Second one at this weight of 8,000 pounds. We're down to Bruce Barnes, team number 7, Clay and Nick. And on deck then would be Kevin Nepper. hard tonight, but they know what they're doing. Now, number 10, this is the partnership. Three people who need two horses, Kaufman, Catterton, and Nepper. Horses are Lock and Chief. They weigh 48.50. After they pull, team number 1's got a third attempt. Yeah, they did well. Yeah, please wait for the whistle to blow before you start yelling. You might cause them to stop. We don't want that to happen when these horses are working hard. So now it's third and final attempt for team number 1. Cole Suitors, Pete and Charlie. On this attempt, they must move the sled 27.5 feet to stay in the contest. They're one of 5 teams left. The other 4 have all pulled through. Will they wait after this pull? Just to separate. Now we've eliminated 5 teams, and teams 3 and 4 both withdrew at this weight, so they are tied for 6. 8 is team number 8, Sierra Few team. 9, number 9, Cole Suitors team. 10, Jason Sparrow team number 5. But we got 5 teams tied for first. But they've all pulled through. And here comes another one of those great big weights. Okay, guys. 5 teams left to go. The weight is 8,500 pounds. So let's see. Left in it. Team number 1, team number 2, team number 6, team number 7, team number 10. That's who's left. So, looks like we start out team number 1. So, Mr. Suitor, knows that you just pulled the third attempt and pulled through, but we got to go in order. and Charlie. That weighs 5,000 pounds, but pulling 8,500 pounds. I think you'll find he probably went up there and tried to explain to them that they pulled the boat through to get more oats tonight. They call on him. Oh, I think again that's a real long pull, but not quite enough. 20 feet, 8 inches. So now team number 2, and this is one of those partnership teams with 3 people and 2 horses. Brindle, Shearer, and Napier bring us Rick and Willie. Team that weighs 4750. And looking down the list, looks like maybe the 5th team should be on deck. These horses know what they're here for. And like any athlete, the adrenaline starts flowing, and they're eager to get this job done. But they thought they were hooked, and of course they weren't. Chester Phipps team, Ernie Phipps driving, Bob and Rock. It's your turn. And on deck will be Mr. Barnes. Comes that Phipps team. They weigh 4,500, hooking to 8,500. That's a lot more weight than they weigh. I think now we've got 2 teams that have pulled through. Mr. Barnes, bring us Clay and Nick. Team that weighs 4,800, then Team 10. Mr. Nepper, you'll be on deck. Mr. Barnes says his team's He's going to withdraw. So now looking for the team number 10, another partnership team, Kaufman, Catterton, and Nepper. Mr. Nepper's doing the driving. Rock and Chief, they weigh 48.50. After that, Mr. Shooter, you come back for a third attempt. That Mr. Shooter's third attempt will be the next pull. That one, a long pull, but not quite the distance.
No, 27 feet 4 inches. 2 inches short.
But, Mr. Shooter, you come back for a third and final attempt, and then team number 10, you'll go back for a third and final attempt. We got 3 teams that have pulled through, 2 teams that have pulled through, 2 third attempts coming. So we could have a 4-way tie for first. But right now the Shooter team coming through that's pulled 20 feet 8 inches. Team number 10, 27 4 inches. That does eliminate that team. That team will place fourth. Now, team number 10
Knepper's bringing us Rock and Chief, a team that weighs 48.50. Their best pull, remember, was 2 inches short. Following this pull, we need more weight. Again, this is third and final attempt. Oh, not quite enough. Yeah, give them a good round of applause. What a good stout pair of horses. $25.08. They will finish third. We got 2 left. We got to add more weight. 2 teams left to separate. And team number 2 and team number 6. I'm not sure who's gotten off the fireworks, so there might be a Arden Park. At first we thought it was a reenactment of the Battle of Gettysburg, but it's the wrong time of year. Left. Team number 2 is the Brindleshire Namir Partnership Team. Rock and Willie weighs 47.50. They come first, and then they're followed by Chester Phipps, Bob, and Rock. All right, well, the first attempt. They'll have a third and final attempt coming. So, Mr. Phipps, Fingers, Bob, and Rock. Yeah, when we conclude this It's going to be soon, but we still got a little pulling here to do. But we'll announce results. The ribbons will be up here at the table. That was the first attempt. 11 feet even. As we look at things, they're currently in first place. So they're full of 11 feet. Team number 2's full of 9 feet 5 inches. But team number 2 gets soaked again. And of course, if needed, so does the 15 get soaked again. Third and final attempt now for team number 2, Brindleshire Napier team. And if they beat 11 feet, then Mr. Phipps, you've still got a third attempt coming. Feet 5 inches. They're now in first place, but of course that was their final pull. So now, Mr. Phipps, your team comes back for a third and final attempt. If they pull more than 14 feet 5 inches, they'll win, and if they don't, they'll place second. Oh, a lot of drama on this book. In the position of where they have to go more than 14 feet 5 inches to finish first. our winner. Was 14-5. So I'm going to read down the list of how they played. And guys, we got ribbons for you up here. First, it's going to go to that number 2 team, the partnership team of Brindle Shearer, not here. George Brindle driving, Rock and Roy, and of course at 9,000 pounds, they pulled it 14 feet 5 inches. Second goes to team number 6, Chester, Phipps's, Bob, and Rock, the other team that made it to 9,000 pounds, and their best pull is 12'6". Third, team number 10, the Kaufman Counterton Nepper partnership team, Rock and Chief. Fourth prize is going to go to Cole Suitors, number 1, Pete and Charlie. Fifth, Bruce Barnes with Clay and Nick. Sixth, tie for 6th, because they both withdrew at the same weight, between Cody Anderson's 3 and Carlton Phipps team number 4. 8th place was Sierra Hughes, Dick and Diamond. 9th, Cole Suitors, Jim and Jack. 10th goes to the Jason Farrell team. Oh, what a good evening.